Hello, Namaste everyone. I am Raman Maharjan from TechLekh and this is the new General Mobile GM 5 Plus D. It is a not so new phone from a not so well known manufacturer that has released this phone for the first time in Nepal. This phone was released way back on February at the Mobile World Congress 2016. This Turkish manufacturer has partnered with Google to come up with this new premium Android One device. The word premium in a sense that previous Android One devices which were released in Nepal, like the Micromax Canvas A1 and the Carbon Sparkle V, which had poor build quality and poor specs. So let's see how this 25,000 rupee phone has to offer and can it name itself as the premium and one of the best Android devices in the market. This phone has a 5.5-inch 1080p display with the on-screen capacitive buttons. For a 25,000 price point, this phone offers a really good Full HD display. The colors look vibrant and well saturated for a budget smartphone like this, but has some reddish tint on it when you tilt the phone on a certain angle. So the red colors in this phone look a lot red than it actually is. But nonetheless, the phone's display is good for a budget smartphone. The screen on this device has 2.5D curved glass with Gorilla Glass 4 protection. The viewing angles in this device is also good since it's an IPS display. Talking about the build and design of the phone looks sleek and thin with only 7.9 mm thick. You have a glass front and a plastic back. The back of the phone is covered with textured plastic which adds a grip to this device. Unlike the phones which have glass back, this phone is not at all prone to fingerprints and feels more rugged. The side of the phone is covered with metal rails on all the sides which gives a premium look to a budget smartphone. On the right you have a volume rocker and a power button which has a nice rich design. On the left it has a hybrid SIM tray which supports 4G network connectivity. On the top you have your 3.5mm headphone jack with a couple of antenna bands, and at the bottom you have your speaker grills and a USB Type-C port. The speaker is not a stereo speaker at all, but it gets pretty loud and the sound quality is decent. But like other bottom-firing speakers, it can be easily blocked by your finger when used in a landscape mode. And the earphones that come with this device is really awesome. Though the build quality is not good, you get some quality sound with this earphone. So you don't need to worry to buy another pair of earphones. Then on the front you have your front-facing camera with flash and a microphone. Inside the phone you're getting some decent specs. Let's check out the specs. You get the Snapdragon 617 octa-core 64-bit processor clocked at 1.5 GHz. You get the Adreno 405 GPU, 3 GB of RAM, 32 GB of internal storage with 128 GB of expandable storage. Since it's running purely on the latest stock Android version, there was not much of a lag for a normal use. This phone is powered by 3100 mAh battery which supports Qualcomm Quick Charge 3.0, which the company names it as GM Turbo Charge. And this fast charge is actually really fast. It gives you 0 to 60% of charge in just 30 to 35 minutes, and a more half an hour charge can get you 100% juice. In my review period, this phone lasts me around 3 to 4 hours of screen on time with constant Wi-Fi usage, watching videos, surfing the net and playing games. Even when you have a low battery in the middle of the day, the fast charge can give you good amount of charge in just a few minutes. For a normal user, this phone can handle all the day-to-day tasks pretty well, but if you are a heavy user, you will start noticing some lags. When you play intense graphic games like the Nova Legacy or the Asphalt 8, you start noticing some frame drops and sometimes the application hangs in the middle and you need to force close the app. So if you are a heavy user, this phone is not for you. The camera app in this phone is a big no for me. It's simple and all, but I didn't like it. Let me tell you why. Every time you need to click on this menu button to toggle other functionality of the camera like switching to the front camera, turning on the flash or turning on the HDR mode. If all these functions would be on the screen itself, it would have been a lot easier for the users. Also, you need to swipe from the left to get into options like video mode, panorama mode and other functions. Swipe from the right to access to the gallery. All these features are hidden and you need to get used to this camera app. Talking about the camera itself, the main camera is the 13 megapixel with f2 aperture which has a digital image stabilization and autofocus. I don't know, is it only my device or others as well, but somehow the autofocus in this phone does not focus automatically. You need to tap to focus. Maybe future updates in the camera app will help it. Talking about the quality of the images look over sharpened and oversaturated. At highlighting conditions or at the daylight, the photos look good, but when you zoom in, the pixel starts to look grainy. In low lighting conditions, the images look noisier, and when you turn on the flash, the images look warmer. The video quality from this camera looks just average. You get a cropped image when you enter video mode, which helps to make the videos look less shaky. But this time around, when you are in the video mode, surprisingly the autofocus does its job. The front camera in this phone is also a 13 megapixel sensor with autofocus and flash. This time the autofocus works well and the flash does its job well. You get good quality selfie photos because of high megapixel count, and for low lighting conditions you get a dedicated front flash. And speaking of software in this phone, out of the box the GM5+T is pre-installed with the stock Android 7.0, which can be upgraded to 7.1.1. I really like the stock version of the Android because stock Android is quick, clean, and there is no unnecessary apps like you find in your Samsung devices or other custom skin devices. So with the Nougat, you are getting Google Assistant as well. Android One devices have something that even most of the high-end smartphones don't have. That is fast and reliable OS updates straight from Google, which I really like because most or almost all of the smartphones in the market of this price range have no Nougat update or Nougat install out of the box. To give my final words in this phone, you get an average performing camera with an average performing phone. But with this phone, you are getting a great build design with a great battery, or I would say great fast charging, which you normally don't get in a budget smartphone. But what you really get nowadays in a budget smartphone is the fingerprint scanner, which is lacking in this device. And of course, the best part of the phone is the stock version of Android, so the choice is yours. So if you use your camera a lot or play high graphic intense games, don't buy this phone. You can wait for the GM6, which will be releasing soon in Nepal. This is the full review of the General Mobile GM5+T. If you like this video, please like and subscribe our channel for all the latest tech news in Nepal. Have a great day. Namaste.